confident with multiplying in scientific notation because dividing in scientific notation is literally just the opposite of what we did yesterday, okay? So if I got 8.0 times 10 to the 6 divided by 4.0 times 10 to the second, what are my leading numbers here in this little fraction? I got two of them. Leading numbers in front. 8.0 and 4.0. All right. So I'm going to rewrite those two as their own little fraction. 8.0 divided by 4.0. And then what are my two powers of 10? 6 and 2. 10 to the 6, 10 to the 2. I'm going to write those as their own little fraction as well. Everybody see what I did there? I just split it into two separate fractions. Bless you. Just like before, now I'm going to, instead of multiplying the leading numbers together, I'm going to divide them. What is 8 divided by 4? 2. So this is my new leading number. Is that leading number in between 1 and 10?
Yep.
Yep. So I know that I don't need to do my adjustment at the very end. And then instead of using the product rule with our powers of 10, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to use the quotient rule. Everybody say quotient. What is a quotient? The answer to a division problem, right? So the quotient rule tells me I need to do what with my exponents? Do you guys remember? Well, with the product rule we added, so the quotient rule, we're going to subtract. And we're going to do top minus bottom, right? It's called subtracting downward. Whatever my top power of 10 is, I'm going to do that minus my bottom power of 10. So 10 to the 6 over 10 to the second equals 10 to the 6 minus 2. Well, what is 6 minus 2? 4. So I get 10 to the 4th. So my new leading number is 2. My new power of 10 is 10 to the 4th. Just like yesterday, now I'm going to stick those two answers back together, giving me 2.0 times 10 to the 4th power. All right, so again, I'm starting out with one complicated problem. I'm splitting it up into two simple problems, solving those two simple problems, and then putting those two simple answers together to give me that complex answer. The process from yesterday is the exact same. We're doing the opposite operations. Anila. No comment. I believe you on that. Give me a thumbs up if that sounds good. Yeah? Cool. You got that in island number 1?
Yeah.
Cool. Good morning. But just like yesterday, it's not always going to be that easy. Thank you, sir. All right, sometimes we're not going to get a leading number that's in between 1 and 10 right away. Sometimes it's going to be too small. So yesterday we were multiplying, my leading number sometimes was too big. But now because I'm dividing, it's going to be too small. So we're going to do the same thing we did. I'm going to take my leading numbers, I'm going to bring them out into their own fraction. 1.2 over 3.6. I'm going to take my powers of 10, bring them out into their own fraction. 10 to the third over 10 to the sixth. Now I'm going to solve these two mini fractions separately. If you guys have your calculators out, can you plug in 1.2 divided by 3.6 and let me know what that is? 0.3. Hold on, give everyone a chance to punch it in. And then when you see what it's equal to, give me a little tiny thumbs up just so I know. What's that? Yeah, dividing. Okay, everybody all together, what is 1.2 divided by 3.6? What is it? 0.33333 forever?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to call it 0.33. Like I said, we're going to cut it at 2 decimals. Because my third 3 is less than 5, I'm not going to bump up that 3 to a 4. So 0.33. Now, 10 to the third over 10 to the sixth, if I subtract downward, it's going to be 3 minus 6. So we're not always doing the biggest minus the smallest, right? We're doing the top minus the bottom. What is 3 minus 6? Negative 3. So I've got my new leading number, kind of. I've got my new power of 10. Now I'm going to put them together. 0.33 times 10 to the negative third. Is that my final answer? No, why not? It's not big enough. My leading number is not in between 1 and 10. It's much smaller than 1, right? So where can I move my decimal to give me a number that's in between 1 and 10? In between both the 3's. If I move this decimal over here, that's going to give me a leading number of 3.3. Is 3.3 in between 1 and 10? Absolutely. What do you think I need to do to my exponent now? Think about it for a second. We're doing the opposite of everything we did yesterday. Yesterday we added 1. What am I going to do to my exponent now? Subtract 1. Great job. Right? If my number's too small, I'm losing power. Yesterday, if my number was too big, I'm gaining power. Here we're losing. What is negative 3 minus 1? Negative 4. So again, if you feel confident with what we did yesterday, which most of us, if not all of us, are feeling, today's the exact same thing, just backwards. Not backwards, but opposite. You know what I mean. Okay? Wherever you have... Oh, sorry. I'll leave that there for a second. We're going to do one little example I'm going to give you guys to try on your own, and then we'll get started on the work. All right, so wherever you have some space, I'm going to go back just to finish off on the page that I had. Let's do 5.6 times 10 to the third over 7.1 times 10 to the negative 7th. Break it up. Use your calculator. Make sure you're rounding your decimal. Give it a shot. Don't forget we're subtracting downward, right? So the top exponent minus the bottom exponent. See what you can come up with. we move the decimal, which is good. Does my power stay the same when we move it? Okay. So when we're doing our exponents, right, we're subtracting downward, and we already have a negative. So it's 3 minus negative 7. That's why I gave us this one. Okay, is that first one between 1 and 10? 0.7. No, too small, right? What are we talking about? What do we do when it's too small? Okay, read your notes. It was just 10. So with this, right, we do the top one minus the bottom. 3 minus negative 7. Remember how to do those two minuses? Yeah, we'll make a plus. So really it's 3 plus 7. We're subtracting. Right? Yeah. Yes. This looks good. 3 minus negative 7 does give me 10. When I move that decimal, does my exponent stay the same? Or do I change something now? Yesterday was positive. Yeah, we got a minus 1. Take one off. Think about like my leading number's too small, my power should shrink. I should go down by 1. Yesterday was the opposite. Yes.
But if it's not, wait, but how is it times 2? It's minus 1, right?
Yeah. Yep. What's that? Okay. So, yes, if we move the decimal 2 spaces, we subtract 2. But the way you moved it, what is this number? 78. Is 78 between 1 and 10? That's right. You went 1 too far.
But Mr. Tripp, so basically, say if there was a number in front of this,
Yep.
the same amount.
Exactly. Yeah. If we ended up with 7.8 this step, there's no adjustment needed. That's what happened right here. Right? So we start off simple, and then we take that extra step if I need to. 7.8. It should be. Let me check. Yeah, 7.8. That works. Times 10 to the what? Okay. 11. How'd you get 11? Is that 9 or 9? Negative? Negative? So if I have 3 minus negative 7.
What, you farted?
Yeah. What? Hold on 3 minus negative 7. Right, 2 minus 7 right next to each other. Remember what they make? Plus. So really it's 3 plus 7. And then we subtract 1 from it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Here you go.
Are you gauging yourself out of
No, I'm looking for a name on
You were like,
I'm looking for a name on it.
Trick, go on Visa card.
your Visa card? Oh, I don't need $2.50. I'm okay.
It's 41 cents.
Oh my God, I gave you too much credit.
I got 80 cents.
All right, let's take a look. Most of you guys got it. Some of us are having the same issues, which is what I expected. That's why I wanted to throw this problem out there, okay? I'm going to take my leading numbers over here. 5.6 over 7.1. What does that equal to? 0.78. Oh, 0.78 or 0.79?
0.78.
0.78? Let's check. 5.6 divided by 7.1 is 0.788. So if I just look at 788, what should that third 8 bump this 8 up to? A 9. You guys remember how to round decimals, right? No? Is anyone confused on how we got a 7.9 instead of a 7.8? Because I'm pretty sure every paper I looked at was 7.8. Okay, so let me show you. I'll show you. Yeah, let me show you. Right? So I want it to be 2 decimal places, right? But in order to round correctly, I need to include the third, because that third tells me a lot of information, right? It tells me if it's 5 or more, what do I do? I up the score. I raise the score. If it's 4 or less, let it rest, or down is best, depending on how you learned it. So the third one tells me where I need to go, if I need to go up or if I need to stay. Is 8 5 or more, or 4 or less? It's 5 or more, which means I've got to up my second decimal's score, right? If I had a 78.8% on a test, that's basically a 79%. Does that make sense? Kind of? Okay. So it should be 0.79. Now I'm going to take my powers of 10, and this is where I saw a lot of people make the mistake that I knew we were going to make, which is why I wanted to talk about it. If I subtract downward, it's 3 minus -7. So do not fall victim to that double negative trap. If I see 2 minus signs, what do they come together and make? A big old addition sign. So this turns into 10 to the power of 3 plus 7. All right? So if I have a negative on the bottom, that should set off an alarm in my head that I'm going to make a plus when I subtract that negative, okay? What is 3 plus 7? 10. So now I've got 10 to the 10th. All right, I'm going to put those together. 0.79 times 10 to the 10th. Is that good for a final answer? No. Is my leading number too big or too small? Too small. So if it's too small, what should I think about doing to my exponent on that 10? I'm going to move the decimal, but I'm going to subtract from the exponent. How many spaces do I have to move this decimal? Just 1. So what am I going to do to that 10? I'm going to minus 1. So my final answer comes out to 7.9. Is that between 1 and 10? Yeah. Yep. Times 10 to the, what's 10 minus 1? 9th power. So hopefully that problem addressed a couple of issues that I would expect to see. Are there any questions I can answer about that? Yeah, Osfer. Why did I subtract the 1 from the 10? Great question. When my leading number is not in between 1 and 10, and I have to adjust my decimal place, either moving it to the right like we're doing today, or like yesterday when I'm moving it to the left, the decimal moving changes what my power of 10 is. They're directly related. You see what I mean? So if I have a too small leading number, I'm going to subtract. Yesterday, I had too big of a leading number. 12 is too big, right? So I added 1. Does that make sense? So today, because they're going to be too small, we're dividing. We're getting something that's way too small. I'm going to be subtracting 1. All right? So our brains naturally should just think multiplying and addition are cousins, dividing and subtracting are cousins. So they correlate to each other. Okay? Great question. Any other questions? Awesome. You guys want to get started? All right, let's get started.